So at some point last year I decided it would be a fun idea to try and max out a Formula 1 car at AVUS, the infamous Berlin based racing track. Now AVUS was basically two straights hooked up by a hairpin at either end, forming a 5.1 mile track that had average speeds higher than anywhere else in the world, maybe even higher still than the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And speaking of, one of the topics I've been researching at length lately is the Split, the American open wheel civil war. And in those videos I've been making claims that in the 90s kart was the only thing that could rival Formula 1 in terms of on-track speed. And in another previous video I tested that claim, running a 2000 F1 car against a 1999 INDYCAR. We all knew the F1 car would win, but by how much was the question. So time to flip that on its head. How fast could an INDYCAR go in a straight line in its oval configuration before the engine can't pull anymore and the air it's trying to cut through puts up too much of a fight? So, I've got a late 90s INDYCAR in Assetto Corsa. I've got a version of AVUS in Assetto Corsa. I think you can see where this is going. Right then, welcome to AVUS in the Formula Hybrid, not the Formula Hybrid, that's the other series, in the VRC Formula Atlantic 1999 car, basically a kart car from 1999, basically the only cars that could really match Formula 1 in terms of power and speed and stuff like that. So I thought I'd just take you through the initial setup that I've got just to try and see how fast this thing will go in a straight line. So there's the gears, I've left them standard just to see what will happen. Tyres, maxed out the tyre pressures for rolling resistance, so get as little rolling resistance as possible. Fuel, I've got 50 litres in, I could probably get away with maybe 30. I'm going to be burning it in a very straight line. Turbo, maxed out for maximum engine power. I've got no wing whatsoever, well, as little wing as the mod will allow. I thought, well, I could take the wings off and do all that, but I thought I might as well make sure it's kind of realistic, you know, keep the wings on. The alignment, I've maxed out the camber, again for as little rolling resistance as possible. Same for the toe, front and rear. Suspension I've left the same. I think I just dropped the ride height down to 2 on each end to get as close to the ground as possible. And I've left the mini display on at the bottom there, so you can see what's going on in terms of revs and what gear I'm in and all that stuff. But all the HUD data will be on the screen as well, so you can see that. So without messing around too much, because you know I'm quite high on painkillers at the minute, let's go for a run and see what happens. So in the pits, as you can see, it's very 1930s here, and try and get this thing out of the pit lane without stalling it. There we go. So a quick history of this place. As you can probably see, it's a motorway. It basically ran in one direction for a few miles. There was a hairpin at the end, and then they turned around and came back the other way. It was a very difficult track. Very, very fast. But I don't think anybody actually got killed on it, which is mental. So it hosted a couple of German Grand Prix, and it was still being used up until sort of the mid-90s. DTM ran there a couple of times towards the end of sort of the 1990s, and then they closed it completely, and now we can only drive it in things like this and use it to max out an INDYCAR. So I took 160 miles an hour in third gear to save some fuel, and yeah, I think there's really nothing to do here, so I might as well cut ahead here and come back in when I'm looping around to go back the other way, so I'll see you in a minute. Okay, then here we are heading into the first hairpin. Try and maximise the line here. Whoa. That's totally not the second time I would have spun it as well. So heading back towards Berlin now. Foot mashed to the floor. 240 miles an hour, Indy 500 speeds. 250 miles an hour. We've surpassed the Bugatti Veyron in about half the time. Buffeting. Luke, you turned off your targeting computer. What's wrong? Good God, this thing's quick. Everything's just flashing by me on my computer screen here. 264. Can we hit 265? Oh, no, you've dropped a mile an hour because we're going slightly back uphill. And that's the reason I'm doing the run on this side as well, because this part should be mostly downhill, whereas the other side's obviously going uphill. But it looks like 265 miles an hour not doable on this run. On the rev limiter, 14,500, and then hit the brakes as we head up to the banked corner. Oh, my direct drive's not going to like this, is it? This must have been absolutely terrifying in a period correct car. Okay, so I've just gone back onto the motorway here. That's a lap down at AVUS. So let's fiddle with the gear settings a bit more, maybe lower some ride height, see what that'll do, and go for another run. Okay, so run number 2, what I've done here is I've lengthened all of the gears by 2 clicks, so theoretical top speed 289 miles an hour, and also for the suspension here I've just lowered the ride height down to 0. Hopefully that won't make it ground out on the bumps coming back the other way, but we'll see what happens. And I'll see you in a minute as we start run number 2. Can we hit that 265 mile an hour target? Okay then, so run number 2 inbound. Can't get pulled up. Oh. A bit of wheel spin going into second. Fourth gear, 235, coming up to 240. Here comes 260. Come on, car. Don't think adjusting the gears is going to work. 264. One more. Come on, one more. 263. Damn it. So a shorter 5th, maybe a longer 6th needed. No! Damn it. 262, right? Let's bail out. That's annoying. So maybe take... so I need to take 1 click off 5th and maybe add 1 to 6. I'll do that and see what happens then. So then the final run of today. 265 is the target. Can I make it? Don't think I will. I think 264 is probably VMAX, but still had some fun doing this. Power! So we're through the 250 mile an hour mark, 255. Formula 1 car topped out at about 230 something. I don't actually remember, it was a long time ago. But there's 3. Give me 4. Give me 4. Give me that number 4, there it is, right. Now number 5. 5. Come on! No! I'm hitting 264 just before it goes slightly uphill. But now it goes back uphill a bit. I don't think it's gonna... It'll probably get back to 264 again, but I don't think it'll hit 5. Not even close to the rev limiter. I've hit VMAX. 264 then, the top speed of one of these IndyCars. And now I'm going to get vibration white finger. I don't know if it's coming through on the camera, but this is shaky. Bricks. Just like at Indianapolis. So, yeah, 264 miles an hour. Like I said, I'll leave the link to the track and the car in the description so you can give it a go for yourself. If you do manage to make it go faster, then do let me know. You know, link me to your video of it, because I do think this can go faster. But it just goes to show how fast these things were when they were trimmed out in full Indy 500 spec. So, yeah, that's it from me. I'm probably going to go and have another lie down. This was just a quick video, just something fun for a Friday. I think I need to do some more of these Friday fun videos that just sort of get the old brain going. What would it have been like? So, if you have enjoyed the video, give it one of these. And if you like this Friday fun video, or you want to see anything else I do here on this channel, then you can always subscribe and get the bell on if you haven't already, so you always get notified of any future videos. Massive thanks as ever go out to the good folk of Patreon for their continued support. And if you do want to help support me on a more personal level, then links are in the description, along to Car Track socials and also to Discord. So like I said, I'm going to go and have another lie down. I am off my face on painkillers right now because of the tooth extraction and stuff like that. So until next time, I've been AdmiralLaWind. Have a great day wherever you live in the world. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Sunday for the next round of the Potato Nation Sunday League from Silverstone. So until Sunday, goodbye.